All right, breaking news. Moments ago, the Supreme Court upheld a Texas law aimed at blocking children under 18 from seeing online pornography. Nearly half of all states have passed similar age verification laws, as smartphones and other devices make it easier to access online porn.
A lot to talk about. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is a member of the Armed Services Committee and Veterans Affairs Committee. Good to see you, Senator, and good morning to you. What do you make, again, of the Supreme Court ruling here, essentially holding up the power that the state of Texas has to put age verifications to limit minors from accessing porn sites?
Yeah, two words: common sense. We had 3 judges vote against that. Let's protect our kids. There's so much out there now that's accessible. A lot of these kids have phones at age 7, 8, 9 years old, and we have to be able to watch what they're looking at, reading, all the Instagram, all the things that are on the internet now. Some of it is just god-awful. And again, Texas did the right thing. Other states are doing the same thing. Thank goodness for the Supreme Court. But this should have never made it to the Supreme Court. This is all common sense.
Right. It's a busy news morning and another win for parental rights. They're now able to opt out of having their children read books that are pertaining to LGBTQ. Your thoughts on that case as well?
Oh, another common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, why in the world would we be teaching kids something other than reading, writing, read books? There's millions of books out there that kids can read at school that they can learn from, not being indoctrinated to. And that's what's happening in a lot of, especially our lower classes now. A lot of these kids are being pushed towards that direction, and we've got to watch it.
Yeah, protecting minors, as you put it. Also, universal injunctions, that's essentially thrown out by district judges, something that this administration has faced over and over. I want to talk to you now, and moving on, if I can, to the big, beautiful bill. It is now with the Senate, but there are some issues with the parliamentarian changing some rules, some having to do with Medicaid and others. And I believe you called on Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough to be fired after she rejected key Medicaid provisions in that bill. What do you make of her interpretation of the Byrd rule, of her acting independently, and for conservatives trying to get this agenda through by July 4th?
Well, here's the situation. In your lifetime, you might have an opportunity to have just a handful, 5 or 6 reconciliation opportunities with the House, the Senate, and the White House. We have that now as Republicans. But what did we do? We did not hire our own parliamentarian. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be leaning one way or the other, but fair. We're looking for fair referees, is what I call it. I'm a football coach. I do not want to go on the road and coach a football team with the other team's referees from that hometown. We're doing the same thing here. She kicked out a lot of stuff on Medicaid yesterday that had to do with Obamacare. And it is costing the American taxpayers a fortune. Provisions to keep illegals on Medicare, to keep our Medicaid, keep illegals on things such as student loans, and the same thing with a provision. Taxpayers should not have to pay for mutilation of kids and transgenders at a small age, but she left that in there. You've got to be kidding me. So yes, she needs to be fired. Let go. Let's hire our own. We've only got one chance here. We'll have another reconciliation in the next year, and if we use the same parliamentarian, we're going to be in the same situation.
Yeah, we heard from Texas Congressman Brandon Gill. He's been one of the most vocal supporters of the big, beautiful bill, especially when it comes to border security provisions. Let's listen to what he had to say.